Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, I wasn't planning on making a whole video of this subject, but I think I should. And this is the crazy stock market, GameStop short selling, sticking it to the man stuff that's going on right now. And some of you are probably all over the top of it and probably know more than I do, but a lot of you may not. And I want to talk about it because I think that this is a bigger deal than just some gamers pulling off a good one on a bunch of billionaires. I think there's more to it. And so let's get into that here in a minute. Yesterday's video, if any of you are wondering, it was removed by YouTube. They said it violated community standards because it had, violent content in it. And basically all it was I was showing a news clip of some protests and riots. If you're wanting to watch that one, and you can watch the uncensored footage of it over on BitChute or Rumble. It's the same video on either place, so you can choose where you want, and there'll be links down below in the description that you can go and watch those videos and kind of help combat YouTube censorship. Speaking of YouTube censorship, that's what's going on. It's more than just, like I said, some, gamers, young Gen Z or whatever they are. I don't know. I don't even know what age group we're talking about, but they're younger, most of them, not all of them, most of them, that are basically sticking it to them. And as of this morning, it was almost $100 billion in losses on Wall Street because of this. Without getting into the details of how it works, and I'll admit that while I've have a decent working knowledge of investments and stocks, this is kind of a whole different level of investment and stock strategies, of knowing how to work against the system. Basically, these companies, these investment firms, these hedge fund managers, were basically for many years now, they're betting against small businesses, most of them, to lose, to go under, and they make money if they go under. See, most people, if you're buying stocks or you're putting money into 401ks and mutual funds and things like that, you want those businesses that your money is invested in to do good, right? So if you put money in those investments, you hope that those businesses do good, because when the businesses do good, their stocks go up, their value increases, and therefore you benefit from it, right? But that's not how they play this game. They play it the other way. They bet, basically, that these companies will go under or do really bad. And so they're buying them or borrowing the stocks at a low price, or at a certain price, and as the stocks go down, they sell them and then rebuy them again at that low price and give them back to whoever they've borrowed them from, and they keep the profits. And it's kind of a scheme, but there's nothing, unfortunately, illegal with it, because it's a free market, right? Well, it should be, except when someone figures out how to basically turn the tables on them and make money out of it. So all these guys and gals are getting online and they're purchasing these stocks that have been short selling, and they're increasing by hundreds of percents. I mean, there's been millionaires made over the last few days. And, well, Wall Street is losing their minds. In fact, I watched a few videos of people in their offices in Wall Streets they are throwing chairs. One guy was throwing an investment firm, throwing his office chair and screaming and cussing. There's a one billionaire that was on one of the news channels, and he was cussing, saying that it's just not fair. These bunch of people living in their basement, taking their stimulus checks, their government checks, and they're hurting the wealthy. They're just attacking the wealthy. That's what it is. So why I think it's bigger than just, a bunch of kids, young people, sticking it to the big guy, Wall Street guys, is because there's more going on. Now we're already aware of the fact that they manipulate the news, and they They manipulate it and control what you hear. You have to really dig around to find the truth. And even then, sometimes it's hard to figure out if it is the truth, because then they play these little psyop games where they're also distributing disinformation amongst kind of our side of the aisle. Then in the last few weeks, we've also seen how they control free speech. How they censor people and ban people, kick them off of platforms. The president himself, the former president now, basically had no way to speak to his people, to speak to the American people the last few days of his presidency. This has been a problem, right? And people are starting to wake up to it, that there's a big power play going on between the elites and, well, the rest of us. They're coming after your guns too. That's the other one. I did a video yesterday on my Patreon channel about a new bill going through Congress that has quite a bit of teeth to it, that's going to make firearm ownership, and especially any type of military style firearms, extremely difficult. And now they're coming after your money, because not only are we seeing where they have short selling stocks, and they're basically trying to get these businesses to go under. Since all this has happened in the last few days, they have shut down the means for the average person that's called retail traders, which is just people like you and I. They've shut down the means that we have to actually trade on the stock market. These trading apps, trading websites, they are blocking certain stocks, these ones that are hot stocks right now. They're blocking your ability to purchase them. In fact, some of them, including Robinhood, which is one of these apps, they've actually been selling people's stocks without their authorization. Yeah. There's also information that I have not been able to confirm yet, of people that work inside these companies, that they're saying, these whistleblowers are saying that these companies were directed from the White House and told to go in and shut down the people's ability to buy and sell these stocks. That's kind of crazy. Then some of the apps that do the transfer, the money transfers, different cash apps and purchasing apps that you can use on your phone to make purchases, those were shut down. So people have been shut out of those. They even, to the point of the Robinhood app on the Google Play, where you can rate it. It had like a 4.5-star rating. And over the last couple of days, they've had over 100,000 people give it a negative rating, which dropped it down to a 1-star. This morning, Google removed all of those negative ratings and put it back at a 4.5-star rating. What we're seeing here, and this was basically the point in my video yesterday that got canned, is that this is a big power play. This, in the end, folks, I use this term, the false left-right paradigm, and I've gotten a little flack for saying that. It does exist, but it only exists because the people that are in charge make it exist. That's the only reason why it exists. In the end, these elites, they don't care about you and I. And they don't care about Republicans and Democrats and conservatives and progressives. They don't care. They care about wealth and power, and that's it. And what we are seeing over the last few weeks and few months is a huge power play. That's really what the whole Great Reset is about. That's what all this massive wealth transfer is about. That's why these towns that were, Target and Walmart were going open for business, and Kroger and all these big stores were open for business, but yet they were shutting out the mom and pop stores and not allowing them to open. That's why, because they want to destroy the little guy. They want to keep us under their thumb. And what we're seeing over the last few days with this whole Wall Street stuff, it's basically like they've shown that the emperor has no clothes. And a lot of people are waking up. I've seen several polls taken over the last few days asking people who they're for. Are they for Wall Street or Main Street? And amongst all sections of American life, left, right, center, whatever, it's showing about between 90 and 98% of the American population is in favor of Main Street, the little guy, winning this round. So what we're seeing here is that this isn't a left-right issue. And while some of these things may be a left-right issue, only because they orchestrate that, in the end, it's us, all of us, against them. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing how they are going to do whatever they can to to protect themselves. It looks like this isn't 100% accurate, true, because this is just stuff I'm seeing online. But I have a feeling that the SEC and the Treasury Department with the new Secretary of Treasury are probably going to side with Wall Street. It looks like it. There's been congressmen and senators coming out in favor of Wall Street, not all of them, but some of them. And it would not surprise me a bit if they favor Wall Street and if they even try to bail them out for all these $100 billion loss. In the end, there is some speculation, and I'm starting to agree with this, that what we're seeing happen right now with this whole Wall Street stuff could be bigger than anything that's happened over the last few months. It could be that final straw that breaks the camel's back. The stock market's been down, not extremely down. I mean, it's already, too high anyway, so it could definitely stand to come down some more. But we're seeing it come down. We're seeing kinks in the armor is what we're seeing. And a lot of people are starting to wake up and realize that this isn't a left-right battle. This isn't the left versus the right. This is the elite versus everybody else. And I think that's what's making them nervous up there sitting high in their castle looking down below us, is they realize that there's each time something like this happens, there's more and more people that realizes they ain't got nothing on. They're naked. That's right. And so, I hate to kind of blow this out of proportion and make this something that it isn't. But I would certainly be buckling up for this one. I don't think it's going to go away right away. Sure, they're going to try to block people out from purchasing and buying and selling certain stocks and trading, and they're going to do everything they can to use the big tech against them, just like they did a few weeks ago and are still doing with free speech. They're going to do that. But I don't think it's going to just stop. I think there's enough people now that are getting pretty upset at what's going on and what they're seeing, and it's just not going to stop. Now, on another note, I want to mention, they've also, with all this stock trading, they've also done the same thing with some certain cryptocurrencies. They've made it nearly impossible to purchase or buy and sell certain cryptocurrencies because of this. In fact, last night I was actually trying to purchase some cryptocurrency, and the place I was trying to do it blocked me out from it. I actually tried 3 different trading websites that you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies, and I could not get through to either of them. I was either getting error messages, or it would take so long that it would time out. Maybe it's just because there was a whole bunch of people on the site. I don't know. It just seems strange that 3 that are the kind of the well-known big ones, I couldn't do it. I couldn't buy or sell any crypto. So what that means is that they also have the means to control what we purchase, when we purchase, how we purchase, and they can do it almost instantly. I mean, a flick of a button, a click of a screen pad or something like that, and boom, they've got you locked out. So all this digital currency that they're talking about, and everyone excited about maybe cryptocurrencies, they can lock you out pretty quickly. And that's pretty scary. If we do away with the paper currency, which, yes, it's fiat, but at least it's something that you can hold in your hand. And if that completely bottoms out, which it will, and then we go to some type of digital currency, or maybe people, push more for these cryptocurrencies, what we're seeing is that they have the ability to control every aspect of it. They won't have to pass laws to outlaw gun sales. All they'll have to do is just lock you out, and you can't purchase guns, or you can't purchase ammo, or you can't purchase powder and primers to make your own ammo. They can do that, and they can do it very easily. In the end, like I said, we're seeing this battle heat up, and there's a lot of people that I've been reading and watching in the last couple of days that that really think that this could be leading to a big one. That people, there's already been enough people's eyes open with everything that's happened, and that this is just ripping those scales off of their eyes even more. And so it could mean some really shaky times ahead of us. Keep your eyes on a lot of things that's going on. Something else that I'll mention more in another video is, again, China. I mean, if you guys looked at how much food that they're buying up, how much corn and soybean and wheat, many percentage points higher than they've ever purchased before. I think I saw that this past year they purchased 170% more wheat from us than they ever have before. They're buying up everything Brazil produces. They're trying to buy up all our corn. Why are they stockpiling so much food? I understand they've had a pretty rough year over there and they haven't been able to produce much, but they're buying up a lot. And I think that with everything that's going on, I was talking to my mother this morning about this. We are living in a perfect storm. I've used this analogy many times before. Don't get so caught up on looking at the little small waves that are coming in before the storm. Look beyond that and see how big this storm is that's coming towards us. It's quite large. And the more and more things happen, I can't foresee any way of us avoiding getting directly hit by this perfect storm. Before I get off of here, since we are talking about, digital currencies and markets and apps and stuff like that, folks, you need to get you a good VPN. A VPN, do a little research on them. It is a way to mask your online activity. It keeps your IP address kind of hidden so that people can't track you. There are a lot of VPNs on the market today, but they're not all created equally. Some of these, they're kind of shady if you really start digging into them. And so the one that I'm using, I did a lot of research on because I was not going to present you with a company that I wouldn't stand behind. And this is a real solid company. Depending on what website you look at, they're either ranked in the top 2 or 3 or the top 5 in the nation. They're headquartered out of Switzerland, so they have some really good privacy laws. They do not keep any kind of paper trail of any of your internet activity at all. And they offer really good prices. So right now, I believe that they are still running their New Year's special. So if you click on the link in the description below, you can find that. And this is the service that we use. It's Viper VPN, and they're a really good service. And so far, we've used them for quite a while, and I like what we get out of them. And it's a good, fast service. All right, folks. Be careful if you're in the market right now. And if you've got money in crypto, or if you're doing a lot of online purchasing and stuff like that, be careful because they're really manipulating things. And I know there's a lot of people trying to jump in on the markets as they're up and down to try to make money. And I'm not saying you shouldn't or that you can't. I'm just saying you need to be really careful because eventually this bubble is going to explode. And we're going to see stocks and stock markets do things we've never thought we would ever seen. It's really shaky ground right now. All right, folks, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.